Hey guys, it's Delora Dabbles here. This is an update video. I'm packing, so all the crap on my bed is waiting to be put into boxes. I'm just taking a little break because I deserve a break. But I also wanted to talk about my particular practice. Like, what do I do in my particular practice for those viewers who are curious what I do. I do a lot of divination, a lot of divination. For friends, I do it as work, like at work. So like I am a dancer at a nightclub. Full disclosure. Whenever I move to Mobile, I will be talking about it more. If you are interested in that. But taking my Lenormand deck to the clubs, especially before the pandemic, it was like a fun parlor trick that would really like get customers that were like, whoa. In fact, I had customers that would come in and be like, hey, can you just like read my cards? Like, I'll give you $20. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so like I read their cards for a song as opposed to giving them a dance. And it's something that I really enjoy doing with the Lenormand because my Lenormand decks are so small. In fact, yes, if you love this tin, go to Spirit Halloween, and the mints inside are very delicious, so you get a snack too. But like, this is a Blue Owl Lenormand that I trimmed. It's one of my favorite because it's got that antique look to it. But as you can see, the cards are super small. I buy one of these probably every year because I use them so much. Yes. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of reading for friends. They're like, wow, I feel so called out. And I'm like, good, you should. The reason why I like the Lenormand so much, and even whenever I do read professionally online on Keen, which I'm going to start doing again soon-ish, we'll see how the transition back into my parents' house goes. Because I haven't been reading because there's been a lot of weird stuff going on in my life, and I'm not going to read for people when I'm not at my best. So that is something that I'm a stickler to. Now, the reason why I use Lenormand instead of tarot for reading for strangers is because the Lenormand is so nosy. Like how people say like card readers lead them on. People getting their cards read will lead you on and they will lie to you and act like the problems they're having in their life are not their own fault. And meanwhile, I can see in the cards, your boyfriend left you because you cheated on him. We're going to talk about that? Like, why did he leave me? I have no idea why he left me. Will he come back? The question isn't why did he leave me? The question is, will he come back? The cards are like, you cheated on him. No. And I'm like, and it's fun. It's fun because people can't lie to me. And I like that. Because, yeah, like if you take a querent at their word 100% of the time, the reading isn't going to be accurate because no one's going to admit to the crappy things that they've done to other people. And I love that about the Lenormand. So lots of cartomancy. Let's go into spell work. What kind of spell work do I do? Well, I'm not going to show you my spell work because I don't want to give anyone a connection to what I'm doing visually. I don't know if that's a thing, but it feels like it's a thing. So I'm not going to show you my actual candle. But I like the Witch's Brew candles that are rather honkin' big candles. They're like this. And they're nice freestanding candles. They smell amazing. They're magically crafted if you Google them. And they have like, I think 4 different ones. They've got the black candle, the dragon's blood candle that's red, the money candle that's green, and the evil eye candle that's blue. I use their money candle for money magic. I do money magic during half of the week. So Thursday, like today when I'm filming this, I'm going to burn my candle this evening, right? And I'm going to burn it again tomorrow before work, and then Saturday before work, and then Sunday before work. And because these are big ol' honking candles, like I feel like the magic, I was listening to a podcast recently and they were like, magic is like antibiotics. It'll start working before the spell is completely done. but that doesn't mean you should stop doing the spell. It's kind of like that. I know that I'm going to get a big burst of energy when I finish the candle, but I know that by consistently burning it on certain days, it's already giving me short bursts, right? And then I feel like, from my experience with candles, when I finish a candle off, I get a big burst of whatever the spell was for. This is about attracting money. Now, this particular money spell that I've been doing for years. I write my petition onto the candle itself. I have a dead pen that no longer writes, and I use that dead ballpoint pen to carve into the candle. Like, I don't use any special knives or athames or anything. I just use that particular dead pen, right? Then, you know, like, I'll etch like $9 signs. I like the number 9. I'll etch like $9 signs on it as well. And I have a fun thing that I just started doing, which I don't do deity work, but I finished the altar to Lady Spider. And if you don't know who Lady Spider is, I do have a video on that whole situation. So I actually made her, which I'm also not going to show you guys this. I made her a altar. It's like one of those like things you hang on the wall with a closing door, and you can hang like keys in it or something. I got it from Home Goods and repainted it. And I also made a spider web home for her out of some nice jewelry chain. And yes, I painstakingly opened and closed every chain. I did it exactly like how spiders make their webs. I made the lines across, and then I did, yeah. And I made her a whole ass web out of jewelry chain. And it looks really, really cool. But again, I'm not going to show it, unfortunately. And at my particular witchy shop, the Magic Cauldron, they are selling bone sewing needles and crochet hook needles and things like that. And like they're tiny little bone things. And so I was like, wow. Like, and they're some kind of antique. I have no idea where they're from or what. So of course I cleansed them, and then I hung them up where you would hang your keys on this weird piece of art wall thing, but instead I hung those up, right? And so I figured she likes the darkness, so I keep her closed unless I'm offering her incense as an offering. Incense is one of my favorite ways to give offerings to spirits. Now, Lady Spider, I'm not sure if she's a deity or not, but I did actually get the attention of a deity. I have different statuettes on my wall. I have not packed those away yet. I have Venus, which was gifted to me by a suitor. Quite suitable. And then the other one is Lady Fortune, right? Well, I had another statuette up there of Ishtar. And this was like, it's a more modern looking Ishtar. Or Inanna. They're interchangeable, same deity. So on my money candle about a month ago, I wrote, "Men will not hesitate to give me what I ask, because I'm a dancer at a bar who works for tips. If I ask you for a lap dance, you better say yes, so that I can make money." All right. So I was like, boom, let's like tailor make this to that. Well, I guess because it's a green candle, and I did it on a Friday, and Ishtar is Venus. She's the original Venus deity. I was texting on my phone right after having lit that green candle on a Friday saying, "Men will not hesitate to do as I ask." And I was texting a customer. He was asking if I was going to be at work later. And I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm autocorrected to Ishtar, which I don't type Ishtar into my phone all the time. If I'm doing deity research, it's on my laptop, right? And of course, I've been reading folklore on that whole area of Sumer and Babylonia for years now. And whenever it autocorrected to Ishtar, I was sitting on my bed. She was on those shelves, and I looked at her and I was like, do you want in on this? And so I moved her in front of my spell candle, and then that just became her altar because Lady helped me out. Yes. So I've been giving her wine from time to time. She likes chocolate, surprisingly. Yes. I devoted a tarot deck to her. And how I did that was I have all the tarot decks on the wall, which they're all packed now, so it's just empty shelves. But they were all set out on the wall, and I was like, you can see my tarot decks from where you are. Just put some heat into the deck you want, and I'll just go sense which deck it is. What was the deck that an ex had gifted me? It was a Christmas present from last year. Something like that. Or a Valentine's Day present. I forget. It was a present. And so I was like, of course you chose this deck from this ex who is also like a badass marine chick. Like, of course you'd be attracted to that deck. Ishtar is the goddess of war and sex, and I argue using her feminine wiles to get more power from men. There's literally a story where she tricks Enlil, the Enlil, into making her the goddess of war, even though there was already a god of war. Love it. Love it. But she's not the goddess of fertility. She has no children, so don't come at me with that. She's not. Read her mythology. Understand how she was worshipped in those ancient days. And yeah, I've read some poetry to her because there was a priestess who literally wrote some of the oldest poetry we have ever found. Her name is Edheduana. Edheduana? Yes. You should be able to work with that enough. I was reading poetry to her in front of her altar. And oh, you know how like you get a shiver down your spine? I got a shiver up my belly, tingling as I was reading it, and I was like, hello. Hello. So that has actually been incredibly interesting. Yes, I got her a really cool cup from an antique store, and this is actually kind of funny. So I got her, like, I knew that Venus's planetary color was green, so I was like, oh, a green cup for me to give her libations. I was like, I know just the kind of green cup, because before they realized how dangerous uranium was, they actually made glass laced with uranium and like the uranium is trapped in the glass. It's not irradiating uranium all the time, but they're hot green and they glow under neon light. And I was like, I will go and buy her a cup from this vintage store that I know has them. A cup that is made out of the tools of war. How could I not? And so I give it to her and I ask her how she likes the cup, and she's like, I don't hate it, but like someone else has used this. And I was like, okay. Would you like another cup? If I can make my rent this weekend and have extra, I'll get you a cup. And totally pulls through. I make so much money that weekend, and it doesn't even make sense because hardly anyone was there at the club. So it was like I literally just made all the money from the club. Yes. So I went home that Sunday night and I was like researching all the stuff, trying to find cups for her. And I was literally, because I don't know if she's omniscient or not, so I was just taking the computer and being like, do you like this cup, Lady Ishtar? Is this cup cool? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Why do I keep getting the hermit card? Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Do you like this card? This card. Do you like this cup? Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Two of Swords, hermit. Oh, you don't want to make a decision. You want me to leave you the fuck alone. Every time I ask her about that cup, she's like, hermit card. And I'm like, when are you going to cash in on this favor? I don't like owing you debts, woman. So then I was like, well, shuffle, 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 recently, because she still gave me the hermit card again. I was like, well, you know what, honey? If I am out and about and you see a cup you like and you want that cup, what signs will you give me that you want that cup? And I took a picture of it. One of them is the moon. So if I see a cup and someone's talking about the moon or something else, like, I have an idea of what signs to look for now. And hopefully there's a cup that she finds soon, because I don't like the idea of her having a cup she does not love. And the fact that I was like, well, if you help me make my money, I'll get you that cup. It's just hanging over my head. I'm just like, all right, let's get this cup for you. Like, I don't want to owe you anything. But I also, it was crazy. I went into a store in Galveston, the Witchery, and wouldn't you know it, they had little lapis lazuli offering bowls. So, of course, I got her that, and so that's where I've been giving her little sweet cakes, gluten-free, which she does not mind. She does not mind gluten-free stuff. So I think it's the thought that counts a lot of times. And again, she likes chocolate. So I've been giving her some Lindor truffles as well. Yeah, so that's been really fun. She really likes amber incense because I've got cedar sprinkled around her altar. I've burned cedar and she's like, yeah, that's cool. And then I gave her amber and she was like, you're stingy with that amber. I was like, how do you like this amber incense? And she's like, you're awful stingy with that amber. And you gonna give me some more of that amber incense? You being stingy. I'm like, I've been giving you the normal amount. She's like, no, I need more of that. And I'm like, okay. Oh, I don't have a lot of it. I'm gonna have to go stock up on amber incense. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little chit chat and how I do magic and what kind of practices I'm doing right now, and that it was informative, if not entertaining. I hope it was entertaining. So, until next time, happy dabbling. I'd love to know about your practices as well, so put that in the comment section down below. And until next time, happy dabbling again, and goodbye.